The appraiser does a weighted averaging. He gives more weight to one of the comps. Which comp do you think is going to get the most weight in a sales comparison approach?
The most comparable.
The most comparable. The most comparable. The one typically where they had to do the least amount of adjustments. Typically the one that they did the least amount of adjustment is going to be given the most weight. Why? Because it's the most similar to the subject property. Does that make sense? Yeah. A lot of these words, once you have the word for it, sometimes it makes sense. Now just commit them to long-term memory. Did I tell you why this chapter is important? We'll have about 8 or 9 points of this chapter. Plus math. Plus math. Eric, did you have a question or were you just stretching?
I was just stretching.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. There is one other word that did not come up, so if you just write this right at the end of your notes, I don't think it's that important, but write it at the end of your notes. In talking about the valuation chapter, if you ever see reference to a URAR, it's obviously an abbreviation, URAR. It stands for a Uniform Residential Appraisal Report. A Uniform Residential Appraisal Report. As the name indicates, it's a uniform report, so you will see that residential appraisers will use a very, very similar report. And the reason for that is so when we look at it, we know where to expect things. You've seen it before. If you've ever seen your appraisal, that first page had the comps. You flip a little bit farther, it'll have some of the other things that we talked about, the cost approach and the income approach. You probably didn't pay attention to them on your house, but they were there. You flip farther into it, and you will see notes that the appraiser has written because this is required. And basically, they tell you how they selected their comps. They need to be as similar as possible. They shouldn't have closed more than X amount of months ago. And they say that they will not use any bias in creating this appraisal, including a contract. They haven't been led by the contract. So in other words, they tell what their standard operating practices are on these reports. It's a uniform report. So we are now finished with chapter 17. Do you recognize these terms? CMA?
Yes.
PPF? Same thing. Dust?
Yes.
Demand, utility, scarcity, transferability? Good. Cost approach? Sales comparison approach? Income approach? And when they're going to be used? I feel good about this chapter. Don't forget to study. Sometimes it is deceptively simple, but there are a lot of questions on these there. Okay? Last chance for questions or comments on that? Lisa, you can stop that, please.